Greetings all, it's the Devious Monkey here. Okay, as usual, it's been a while. I posted one video in August. I have had zero desire to post any since then. I hit a slump of just not wanting to post anything anywhere except for pictures. And I've been posting a lot more pictures on various social media platforms. I'm kind of going back to my roots, and my roots are that of a photographer. I'm a photographer first. I love gear, I love buying gear, I love testing gear, playing with gear, getting rid of gear, buying new gear, on and on and on. But ultimately it's because I like taking pictures. While my tastes have changed over the past couple of decades of what I want to shoot, ultimately I want to shoot pictures. I love taking pictures. I love photography. I love everything about it. I love just grabbing my cameras and going out and taking pictures. I don't share 90% of them. Most of the time they're just for me. I document my life. That's what I'm doing with this. I'm documenting my life. It seems like most people just don't give a shit about that, and that's perfectly fine. I don't care if anybody watches my videos or they comment or whatever. Those videos are for me so that I can go back and look at certain things that were happening at a point in time. It's the same thing with the pictures. I can't tell you about major milestones as far as like when was that, how old is this, without going through my folders, going through my pictures, scrolling through my Instagram stream, which I've been on since the app was created. I love photography. From the minute I picked up my first camera, I have absolutely loved it. It's my passion. It's why I don't want to monetize it now, because then it just becomes another shitty job. I take pictures of what I want, when I want, how I want, for me, to document my life and just to enjoy myself and have a good time and have something to do that has nothing to do with work. Okay, off my little ranty soapbox. Here's the thing. I'm gonna give you a quick dump. I filmed this video last night after I got back from being on the road all week, and it bugged the shit out of me as I was editing it because it kept changing exposure as I was sitting here. And I have it set on center, and most of the time my melon is in the center of the frame, so I don't understand why it kept changing. It's not like the sun was coming in and out. It was getting fairly dark out. I had the lights off. I was just going with natural lighting, and I was using a 50mm 1.2 at 1.2. I wasn't even editing for 2 minutes, and it had changed so many times that I was like, nope, screw it. I had 34 minutes of footage that I was gonna have to scrub through and see that happening, and it drove me crazy. To me, it was almost as bad as hunting, as the autofocus hunting, and I don't post that kind of shit. I hate that. So here's the deal. Gonna talk about gear for a few minutes. I have been selling gear left and right. The past 6 months, I have gotten rid of more shit than I have in a long time. I got rid of my A7S III and my Sigma 70-200. Finally got paid for those last week. I was gonna use that money to buy a Sony FX2. But the more stuff I read about it, more videos I watched, the more I decided two things. One, a couple of deal breakers on there that it just made me like, no, I don't want that. Two, I don't need it. Ever since I got this A7CR, that's my camera 99% of the time. The only time I'm ever using something different is when I take the A7R5 out with the big lens and I'm birding. That's it. That's pretty much what I use that camera for. That's why I bought it. And then I even went a little bit further and I sold the Sony 16-25 f2.8 and the 24-50 f2.8 G lenses. Why? Well, I liked them. I really did like both lenses, but I got tired of switching them back and forth. And after watching a billion videos and doing my research, I decided that for me, probably the better lens would be the one that I'm shooting on now, which is the Sony 20-70 f4 G lens. F4, I got rid of f2.8 for f4. Yeah, because every frickin' modern camera can deal with low light and bokeh and all that kind of stuff. Is the background as blurred out as the 50mm 1.2? Of course not. Do you really care? Probably not. I mean, when it gets right down to it, most people don't give a shit, except for the people that give a shit, and I don't give a shit about them. And now, not only do I get further on both sides, I don't have to switch lenses. Because it kind of drove me crazy because I was like, oh, I put the 16 on, I want a little bit wider than 24. And then I was like, shit, I wish I could get, like when I try to zoom in on something, I only got the 50. And I thought, 50's fine, until it wasn't fine. And then I thought, you know what, screw it. And I thought, all right, do I need to go buy the 24-70? But then I saw this 20-70, which I forgot about, and decided that it was just the better lens for me. And I was not incorrect. In fact, I love this lens. So I got rid of all that stuff. The only other lens that I have that I'm thinking might go on the chopping block is the Sony 200-600. It's the second time I bought it. And remember when I was freaking out about that whole, like I was losing autofocus on my lenses, and I was losing focus, period. And I freaked out and I was like, I don't even have a Sony lens to test it with. So I bought the 200-600. Before that even got delivered, I realized that the problem was the A7R5. So I ended up getting the new A7R5. KEH sent me a new one. In the meantime, then the 200-600 got delivered. I realized that that wasn't the issue, but I was like, well, screw it. I love this lens too, but I very quickly realized why I sold it in the first place. Remember, I'm a disabled vet. I have an angry spine. I'm always in pain. My back and neck are always messed up. I'm constantly stretching and moving and doing shit. It has worked its way into other joints. This shoulder has pretty much been messed up most of my life, but I didn't realize it. The wrong movement, it pops out of socket. And it's not cool like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon, and I can't just slam it into a wall or a truck and put it back into place. It fucking hurts, okay? So when I'm carrying my camera around and all that kind of stuff, in this movement, it starts to really hurt. Okay, you gotta understand, when I started this channel, or when I relaunched this channel, the focus was going to be how to be a creator when you have a body that doesn't want to cooperate. Meaning, I have a disability. I'm a disabled vet. Sometimes, and thank Zeus, it's very rare, but sometimes I can't walk. My back goes out and the tiniest movement is white hot pain. Can't move, can't go to the bathroom, can't shower myself, can't do anything. Fortunately, over the years, as I've been dealing with this for 25, almost 30 years, I have started to recognize the warning signs of when that's going to happen. And I might not be able to stop it from happening, but I can lessen the damage and the length of time that I'm in severe pain. Got to go to the chiropractor. She's got to put shit back where it belongs. And I've got to ice, I've got to stretch, I've got to, every movement I make has to be thought out. Every article of clothing I wear has to be thought out. Every kind of shoe I wear has to be thought out. I had to retrain myself how to get in and out of bed, how to get up out of chairs, shit like that. Bending over to pick stuff up. If you drop something and you bend over and pick it up and you don't have a problem, thank your lucky stars, because I can't do shit like that. I have to think about how I'm going to bend over and pick something up or squat down, or if I can't get back up, shit like that. I don't want to sell it. I wish I could carry it around. I wish I had my 26-year-old body with the 26-year-old endurance and strength, but that's not the reality. The reality is I'm an old fart with a fucked up back, and I can't do shit that I want to do all the time without paying the price. What is it that John Wick always says? Consequences. Okay? There are consequences to all of this stuff. That's why I got this A7CR. That's why I'm using one lens. That's why I'm not carrying a ton of shit with me. I don't carry every freaking G Master lens that I've got with multiple bodies and all that kind of crap. This is what I carry. A7CR. You know what I got on there? I got the little plate at the bottom. I've got a thumb grip that I put in there. I got the 20-70 lens. That's it. Well, that's it, except for the thing that I got in the mail yesterday. I got delivered. When I came home, I got it. I was excited. I got the Hollyland Lark Max 2 wireless system. So that's it. That's all I need to tell you about gear. Oh, one more thing. I returned my Insta360 X5. That was a stupid impulse buy. I do not know why I bought that fucking thing. I hate 360 cameras and editing them and all that kind of shit. And ultimately, I can do what I was doing with that thing with my Pocket 3. That said, A7CR, Sony 20-70, gonna be carrying that 90% of the time with the Hollyland Lark Max 2. For now, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I got other shit to do, but I just wanted to give you an update on the state of the Monkeys Union, and now you know. So, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, leave them down below. As always, thanks for joining me. Be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, kids, forward and up.